Hey guys, it's Canon Vixia Studios here, and as I'm sure you can tell, we're at Six Flags over Georgia. We're here very early. We kind of underestimated the traffic a little, well, overestimated the traffic, and we're here pretty early, but we're going to be doing some on-ride filming very soon on Twisted Cyclone right there. It's my first ever time at the park, so very excited to get out Twisted Cyclone, Goliath, Georgia Scorcher, everything else at the park. Looks really, really cool. Just parked, now we're heading into the park. So, huge thank you to Deidre and Hannah from Six Flags over Georgia. As you guys saw, we did some on-ride filming on Twisted Cyclone and Georgia Scorcher, both of which were incredible rides. Really, really good. Can't thank them enough. Now we're going to go check out the rest of the park, which I'm very, very excited for. Looks like Six Flags over Georgia also has the Vine walkway. This is really, really cool looking. I love when these parks have this walkway. It's just so cool, unique, very cool under here, especially on a hot day. Next ride of the day is Daredevil Dive, which is their Gerstlauer Eurofighter. Very, very excited for this ride. Looks like it's going to be really good. Great drop. Very excited.
Make your own delicious icy concoction. Make icy even better when you mix it up together.
Welcome back. When the car stops, watching on me, friend comes back. Please put the seal lock in down here. Welcome to Daredevil Dive. First, fill all this in with fine, careful, and fast. No hesitation. Must be 48 inches or taller per hour. Once you are here,
So we just got off of Daredevil Dive, and that was really, really good actually. Very smooth, had some great airtime, really, really just a fun ride. Dad, what did you think of that?
It was really good. Couldn't believe how smooth it was. My God. The smoothness and the intensity made for a really awesome ride. Highly recommend Daredevil Dive.
Next up is Goliath. I am really, really excited for this ride. It's a B&M Hyper. I've been told it's one of the best B&M Hypers, so very excited to see just how good it winds up being. So we just got off of Goliath here at Over Georgia in the back row. I'm speechless. That totally blew me away. I hate to call it early, but that may have just become my favorite hypercoaster. There is just non-stop airtime everywhere. You gray out in the turn. That is just such a good ride. Tom, what'd you think?
Yeah, there's not a dull moment on this thing. I also want to say this is most likely the best hyper I've ridden. You're out of seat on every hill, even going into the brakes. I'm floored by how awesome that was.
And it's not weak airtime. That is full-on flow ejector airtime. You're just out of your seat, big time. That was incredible. That may just be the best ride here. That was unbelievable. Now we are going down into the recently revamped Gotham City. Check out Batman the Ride and the Riddler Mindbender. This area looks really, really good. Reminds me a lot of our Metropolis area over in Great Adventure, but there's definitely a lot more rides in over Georgia's area. This is really, really nice. Love all the DC theming, done very well. All these fresh new signs, it looks great. And there is the Riddler Mindbender, which is what we are heading to next. So we just got off of the Riddler Mindbender. That was a really fun ride. Definitely reminds me a lot of Shockwave at Six Flags Over Texas. Pretty smooth, got some good intense loops. Overall, good ride. Definitely good for kids starting out. Tom, what'd you think?
The smoothness was great for its age. There were really some surprising force spots. I had a really good time.
Dad, what'd you think?
Wow, that was really good. I love these old sports cars, and the new trains is really smooth and very intense.
It's time for Batman. So we just got off of Batman, at least over Georgia's version of Batman. That was very intense, pulled lots of force. I don't know if it's more intense than Great Adventures. It might be the best Batman clone I've ridden, I'm not sure, but it was very, very good. Over here is their giant Discovery Pandemonium, which actually has a very unique theme. It's themed to steampunk, which they actually call scream punk here, just like Magic Mountain, but these are always really good flat rides.
You've got mail.
Wow! Leon! How did she get here so fast?
Next ride of the day is Blue Hawk. This is what I like to see. No line. They're doing the front, and I'm doing the back. We just got off of Blue Hawk. I rode in the back, they rode in the front. I think maybe I made the better decision. It was relatively smooth considering this is a Vekoma coaster. The vest restraints definitely helped a lot, and it definitely pulled some pretty good G's, especially in that first inversion. Pretty good ride. I know you guys thought it was a little rough.
The G's were good. It had its moments of intensity, but I'm hoping that I guess the back was a better ride for you.
I'm guessing that it's a back row ride or back mid to back of the train ride, but it's still good.
This area of the park is Metropolis, and it actually has rides themed to Metropolis, like Superman and Justice League Battle for Metropolis. This park also has the wait time boards, which are a big help. Scream Machine is also a roller coaster landmark by Ace, and here we go. We just got off of Great American Scream Machine. My dad and I rode in the second to back, and Tommy rode in the fourth to back because we were told that it's best to sit in the front of a car, and that was definitely the best bet. Honestly, the retract did wonders. I never rode it beforehand, but it really was not that rough at all. Felt like, you know, your classic wooden coaster. Had some good airtime. It was fun.
Really good classic coaster. Glad they retracted. Glad they painted it. Glad it's staying around.
It's great to see that the park put some love into this coaster. We can't attest to what it was like before, but again, it has that classic feel, and it was such a good time.
Here at Six Flags Over Georgia, they also have a Hurricane Harbor water park inside the park, and there's a whitewater Six Flags water park not too far from here either, so definitely a lot of water parking to be done in Atlanta, Georgia. And now we are riding Superman Ultimate Flight, and for all my Great Adventure viewers, yes, this is the same ride as the one at Great Adventure. However, this one is the original one. It was built originally for Six Flags Over Georgia, so you can see that the terrain really does morph around this coaster. So I'm very excited for this one for the fact that it's the original and it has some terrain aspects. Like you can see right here, pretzel loop goes a little below grade, and then over there there's some, I guess, maybe even a tunnel over there. I'm kind of going in blind to how different this one is to Great Adventure, so I guess we'll see how good it is. This Superman actually has a switch track and a double loading station, but as far as I know, they don't really use the other side since there's no need. It's already high capacity enough. Got off of Superman, and I can definitely say this is probably better than Great Adventures, simply for the fact that it has a lot of terrain interaction. It just made it feel a lot cooler and more fun. Tom, would you agree?
Yeah, the near misses and tunnels make it a completely different experience, and one that I think I'll take over Great Adventures 9 times out of 10.
I definitely like this better. It's amazing. It's the same layout, basically the same ride, but as they both said, the terrain makes such a difference.
Now we're going into their kiddie area, which is the only kiddie area I've ever been in that is actually fully themed to DC. Fortunately, I don't think we're gonna be able to get to ride Joker Funhouse Coaster, but they got a lot of other cool stuff here, like a little mini drop tower, some flyers themed to Wonder Woman, lots of cool stuff in here. Adjacent to the DC area is a Looney Tunes kid area. It actually has a lot of really cool new stuff. Over there you can see a tower from Six Flags Over Georgia's Skyride that used to be here. Now the cars for that Skyride have been donated to Great Adventure to be used on our Skyride. Next up is their Mine Train. Got off of their Mine Train. Was pretty fun, had some good turns, relatively intense, smooth. It was fun. Tom, what'd you think?
What you said.
Dad?
Really interesting. I liked it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm shocked right now. Johnny Rockets is still in the dining plan, as well as the milkshakes. Now, Justice League, but not Great Adventures. The one at Over Georgia. I'm very curious to see how different this winds up being than our Justice League. Looks like Over Georgia's Justice League has also switched to no glasses. You can actually see the outline of where the glasses used to be, the whole holder for them.
See, Luther has used his vast wealth and resources to monitor each member of the Justice League in action and identify our individual weaknesses. Now, Luther's using those weaknesses against us. Supergirl, the Flash, and Green Lantern have already been captured in Metropolis. That's why we're recruiting great citizens like you.
So we just did Six Flags Over Georgia's Justice League, and honestly, that is a lot better than Six Flags Great Adventures. Like, they have tracers, so you can actually see where you're shooting, hence why I got such a high score, a much higher score than I normally get at Great Adventure, but yeah, no, that was definitely better. And I also like the setup over here with this whole billboard here. Looks really cool. Alright, we just got off Justice League, and whoa! That's not what I'm supposed to see here. It's supposed to be Showcase Theater right there. This is weird. The terrain here at Six Flags Over Georgia is crazy. Look at the drop off all the way down there. We're like not very far off from the top of Blue Hawk's inversions up here. This is really high up off the ground. Exiting DC Super Friends and going to check out a classic ride here that has been hyped up, Monster Mansion. It's nothing too crazy, but supposedly it's a really good classic ride. Heard a lot of history about this ride, so let's check it out. Someone lost their car. So we just got off of Monster Mansion, and honestly, I'm surprised. That was really cool, honestly. It felt like your classic, old school park dark ride. It was really cool. I wouldn't expect to find this at a Six Flags park, so I'm very glad that Over Georgia keeps it here and maintains it, because it was maintained very well. Dad, what do you think of Monster Mansion?
That was really cool. I did not expect to see that here. It's great. It's maintained excellent.
That was a really different type of ride for a Six Flags park. I love the classic dark ride attractions. It's really unique.
Time for another ride on Goliath. What might just be the best coaster in the park, honestly. It's so good. We just did 3 rides on Goliath in a row, 1 in the front, 2 in the back. We were able to stay on because it's so empty here today. This ride is so good. I don't know how or why it's so good. It's just blowing me away every time I ride it.
I don't know how it's not talked about as much. Again, it brings the intensity every time. My favorite ride here.
Yeah.
It's really good, really good.
And it looks like they have the Goliath equivalents of the new El Toro shirts at Great Adventure. Actually, I kind of like this too. It's pretty cool. Did another ride on Scorcher, this time in the back row, and yeah, that's probably the best stand-up coaster. It's enjoyable, intense, and really fun. Our curse on this trip strikes again as there is bad weather. If I'm not mistaken, every day of this trip there has been a weather delay at some point, so I guess at this point I should just expect it. Did Justice League again because of the storms. Dad hit 300,000. Tom got 209, and I got an even higher score, 351. Good job. I look very serious. This big plot of land right here, behind Justice League and next to the mine train, would be a great spot for a Raptor, a free spin, just a very tight, compact coaster. Looks like they probably had some kind of a splashdown ride over here, but I'd love to see a very compact coaster, maybe even one of the Raptors like Stunt Pilot over here. That'd be really cool. Just did some more rides on Goliath, mostly in the back row, and I still just cannot get over how insane this ride is. No one talks about it, and it makes no sense. It's so good. do it for our day here, Six Flags over Georgia. Had a really, really good day. This is definitely one of my new favorite Six Flags parks. Meanwhile, I grabbed a pretzel. They did a merch run. But we had a great, great day here. Dad, how was today?
Oh, this was great. I really wish I would have come to this park sooner. It's a really great park. You got to definitely come down here. It's actually, you can link a bunch of trips together with this park if you're coming down south or even from like Dollywood. And it's very close. So it's definitely worth the trip.
This park was probably the biggest surprise of our trip. They had everything. They have a great B&M in Goliath. They have a really great dark ride in Monster Mansion and Justice League. All in all, really excellent park. Definitely included in your next trip plans to the southeast.
And a huge thank you again to Deidre and Hannah and everyone else who made our day earlier possible. It's really, really great to experience everything. But that's going to do it for today at Six Flags Over Georgia. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, guys.